times, but until I die.
Today it's all about vocal processing. Hey guys, welcome to my studio. Today it's all about making music. Yesterday was a boring business day. First task this morning is implementing new vocals onto one of my tracks. So that's the entire Logic project. I have the vocals here in my download folder. And I'm using the dry vocals that I got from the singer and songwriter. She did an amazing job, and now it's my turn to try and get the last 10% out of it and make it fit to the track.
You're a mountain way too high, killer road too high.
So first of all, I'm of course listening to the vocals with the track. She already layered a couple of things and did backing vocals that are really nice. So I only have to EQ the vocals, put reverb on top of it and get the levels correct. So first I'm looping up a part where she is singing, probably just the beginning of the chorus. And then I start with the EQing. I usually just get rid of the low frequencies because there is nothing, and the only thing that could be there is mic rumble, and I don't want to have this in my track. Her voice is already amazing, so I won't change that much, just a little bit of shine in the high frequencies. After a lot more of listening, I've decided to lower here at 2400 Hz by maybe 3 dB. There are just a couple of frequencies that I don't like in the voice, but this really depends from case to case. If you have another singer or even just another track that is sung in another key, this might all change. So there's no set rules for EQing vocals, except for maybe putting a low cut onto them. Next I'm adding one of my standard buses for vocals. It's bus number 6. And it just has the Valhalla Vintage Verb plugin as a reverb on top of it with a preset that I really like for vocals. To be able to set the reverb time and pre-delay time and also the EQing on the reverb, I need to listen to the entire track to make my decisions. I've switched the reverb color to 1970s. It has a bit of a darker tone to it. The pre-delay is now around 6 milliseconds and the decay time around 1.5 seconds. I also cut away the low frequencies of the reverb, and the rest is a bit too complicated to explain now. But you can change the damping here, the shape and size of the reverb, as well as the diffusion. And now with all of the other elements together. At the moment the vocals are way too loud, they're sticking out of the mix, but I'm doing that on purpose to be able to hear all of the changes that I'm doing. Okay, I've listened to the entire track to find a place where there are any hard S sounds to get rid of them with the De-Esser. In this track and with her voice and her style of singing, there is not really much, but I found one spot that needs a little bit of de-essing. I'm just using Logic's De-Esser. It's really simple and handy. Every time it detects an S sound, you can see it here in the bottom. One part is the detector, where you set the frequency that you want to get rid of and how sensitive it should be. And the suppressor, that's the part here in the bottom. You can also set the frequency and how strong you want to get rid of it. And if you really exaggerate it, you will hear that the singing at the S sounds will sound like the singer is lisping.
I won't stop until I die, 1,000 times, 1,000 tries. I won't stop until I...
So maybe around 12 dB should be nice.
I won't stop until I die, 1,000 times, 1,000 tries.
Getting rid of the S sounds is really important, especially if you listen to the music really loud in a car stereo or at a concert. These S sounds will really hurt your ears. So lowering them by a little bit is really important. but not too much. There is a certain point where it will sound strange. Next up is compressing the vocals. Compressor is a really handy tool to make the quiet parts a little bit louder. For example, this part here is more quiet than this one, and with the compressor you can just put both of them onto the same level without having to adjust it by hand with automation. You can see a lot of singers on stage when they sing really loud that they remove the microphone a bit, and that's basically the same thing the compressor is doing, but way more advanced and with a lot more settings. But basically it's just making the quiet parts louder, or actually, to be more precise, it's making the loud parts more quiet and then the overall signal loud again. Getting the settings right for the vocals took quite some time, because usually if you change the threshold you have to change the ratio and then also adjust the attack and release, and of course the makeup. What I really love about the compressor of Logic is this new graph view. It really shows you what it's doing to the vocals in real time, and this white line is kind of the volume changes that the compressor is doing to the original signal. This gray one is the original signal, and without a compressor you would have to do all of this by hand with volume automation, and you would still not really get the good sound of a compressor and a character. For example, I'm here using the vintage compressor. What I also like to at least try is adding a little bit of chorus onto the vocals. I have also here a set bus for it with Logic's chorus plugin. With the chorus you can make the vocals a little bit more wide and make them appear thicker than they actually are. Now it's time to listen to the vocals with all other elements playing, make the final really small and detailed adjustments, and I also want to go back into the project of the track and change a couple of things. There are still too many hi-hats, especially at the end of the track. It needs to be a bit more relaxed for this kind of vocal that I got. All done with the vocals, all done with the mixing, another finished track. This one was a lot of trouble in particular. There were a lot of problems. I will explain all to you on my way back home. It's already 7, Vanessa started making dinner and is waiting for me, so I have to hurry up. I started the instrumental almost a year ago, during the time where I was still making ghost productions. It was actually meant to be a house version of Lemon Tree by Fool's Garden. The vocals, everything was already recorded, but I didn't really like them. In the past months I had 3 people writing lyrics for the track and at least 6 different people trying to sing to it. So all in all, a lot of trouble for one track. It was first called Fly By, then Sail, and now Jaded, and Jaded is finally ready for release. And did you already snack some Nutella? For tonight, huh?
Maybe.
Just 3 days, it's all gone.